Been fascinated with this wave of legalization that has been sweeping the nation for the old devil's lettuce. And heard it said the other day that who would have thought in these times that what used to be just a few years ago illegal is now considered essential. This here is called My Baby's Got the Reefer Madness. My baby, well, she don't drink beer, don't like liquor, yes, it's clear she's got that reefer madness. My baby, well, she don't drink wine, don't snort powders that are fine, she's got that reefer madness. She don't waste no time to see, she just wants to roll some tea. And after a puff of three, well, she'll be so sweet on me. She don't smoke no cigarettes, she's my little viperette. Baby's got that reefer madness. She don't want your hat to call. She don't like that stuff at all. Baby's got that reefer madness. And you can keep your Benadryl tube. Save that for them other rubes. Baby's got that reefer madness. She don't want no laudanum. She just wants mobile sun. And when Gage is done, well, she'll be a son of a gun. She don't like the pills that are red. Says the lights go to her head. Baby's got that reefer madness. In old lazy, she had some fun with public enemy number one. Baby's got that reefer madness. And the stars in Texas are big and bright, but they won't let you stay alive. Baby's got that reefer madness. Down in old Deadwood City, you can gamble and drink whiskey. But if you pass a Dutchie, it'll be the penitentiary. She don't like the states that are dry, heading out to California. Baby's got that reefer madness. Baby's got that reefer madness. Some more Squeezebox trivia for April's 10x10 Variety Night, now gone virtually weekly. Elvis Presley, possibly the most famous popular music act of modern history, and yet he apparently never performed a live show outside of the United States or Canada. And the Canadian appearances were accomplished over a 3-day period in 1957. Allegedly, the reason for never embarking on a world tour were that his longtime manager, the notorious Colonel Tom Parker, was an illegal immigrant from the Netherlands, and applying for a U.S. passport would have revealed his position and resulted in his deportation. But imagine that, Elvis Presley, world famous. Who in the world doesn't know still who Elvis Presley is or was? Don't answer that. But Elvis Presley. But to experience him live during his lifetime, you would have had to have been in the United States or Canada in 1957.
You know, we all yearn for the world before coronavirus. BC has a whole new meaning now. And I want to do a little tribute, throwback to that world and to how probably the greatest talk show host of all time might have covered it. Tonight, from Hollywood, it's The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. And now, here's Johnny. Thank you. It was, sorry I was late getting out here. It's a little tough getting an Uber driver right now. Well, listen, there's a lot of news, and of course it's my job to keep you up with the news. Here's a heads up. Apparently Target is having a tremendous sale on 10-foot poles. 10-foot poles. You know, folks, the world has changed. We live in a different world right now. As a matter of fact, if Mr. Whipple were still alive, he would have nothing to yell at people about. Because you see, Ed, there's no toilet paper. Oh, this is interesting. This was in the news. Anheuser-Busch, the company that makes Budweiser, is now starting to make hand sanitizer. Yeah, the bad news is Clonakwan is starting to make beer. Yeah, that's the bad news. Well, folks, it's getting crazy with the hand sanitizing. I personally have washed my hands so many times, I have no fingerprints left. So I guess I'll just go out and loot. Right, Ed? Doesn't that sound good? Just go out and loot, no fingerprints. But I'm telling you, people, everyone is walking around paranoid. Everybody is paranoid. As a matter of fact, just a few minutes ago, Alexa told me I was standing too close. We got a great show tonight, folks. Absolutely no one is here. Hey-oh!
My name is Victoria Sayeg, and this is Something Borrowed Small Orange. Sean told me early on that there would only be one slow dance that matters, and I pretended I didn't know that meant he wanted to marry me under an old oak tree as the day turned to night, as the summer turned to fall. I'd never imagined my wedding before I met him, and after we got engaged, we threw a dart at a calendar aiming at a full moon, and we hit it in the middle. We booked the venue and sent out invitations, and I bought a beautiful dress and laugh-cried when the seamstress bled down the front of it. She'd cut herself with a razor blade while slicing out the padding in the front, and though she was hurt, she could not feel it, and so she pressed bloody fingerprints into the delicate lace. There was something funny about this, something familiar, sad, and perfect, and even though the dress was cleaned and delivered flawlessly, I like to remember the front red, dirty, and alive. We were plowing through tasks, days, dinners, tunneling toward the day we'd placed so carefully and intentionally on the calendar. Less than a week before the wedding, I broke out in hives, landing in urgent care twice, and eventually in the ER with a swollen throat. I got a shot of steroids the day before, and the ER doctor watched me a bit. He did not administer new medicine. He just watched calmly as the dose I'd received the day before caught up to the severity of the inflammation. We went home, and I tried everything to remain calm. I was overloaded, and my poor, stupid body could not handle it. So obviously, the next day, we noticed that our little orange cat was breathing weird. I'd never been a cat person before I'd met Sean, but this little one-toothed, 8-pound, flat-faced creature unapologetically held my heart ransom. She purred in the sunlight. She had one black whisker. She rolled around in old, dirty shoes. She didn't meow, really. It was more a needle landing wrong on a record, a strange little happy sound, a small symphony of gratitude. We took her to the vet, and things got bad quickly. She had cancer and fluid in her heart pushing against it, and they told us when she breathed, it felt like bones breaking. So on the day before our wedding, we had to make the impossible decision to help her ride the moon. She did it bravely and peacefully in Sean's arms. It was the stroke of midnight on Friday the 13th under a full harvest moon, exactly one day before her wedding. She returned to the stardust. Sean and I came home and sat quietly on the couch, and nothing mattered. Centerpieces did not matter. Linens did not matter. Pink lipstick undertones did not matter. Gluten-free chips did not matter. Everyone we knew and loved was in town for us, and we could not stop crying. I hadn't eaten in days. We looked around our dark living room. Everything is different now, Sean said, and it was true. I grinned like an absolute jackass during our vows. We held hands as our tender love story was spelled out to our closest family and friends. We wore glow stick halos and ate carbs and drank champagne. We fell into the arms of everyone we love and then into each other's. We did the slow dance that matters. Maybe, though, it's more than the one slow dance that matters. Maybe it's also the slow dance of sitting in emergency rooms in our pajamas, the slow dance of being strong when fear stands screaming through the mouth of a giant at the front door. Maybe it's the slow dance of welcoming evenly tears of sadness and tears of joy together, or the slow dance of believing in the improbable. Maybe it's the slow dance of carefully walking a full cup of water to your partner curled up in the living room, the slow dance of Tuesday, of paying rent, of holding on to light in total darkness, and then of letting it go. We sat on the couch again, wedding cards and gifts spread out across our laps. We were riding a love high, working to slowly process the amount of kindness, compassion, and generosity we received in the last day while missing madly a little 8-pound orange cat in ways I can't explain. I thought I would have to go through this alone, Sean said, looking straight ahead and then directly at me, taking my little paw and spinning gently the ring I wore on it around and around. But everything is different now. Everybody, I know we're in different times, and I know these are hard times for me too. I send you love and light and music to the slow dance that matters. Take care.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Justin Davis, and I am very honored to be able to be here with you this evening doing 10 by 10. I just want to give a shout out to the Maine for putting this together. I know during this time of social distancing, it's good that we can come together. And so I'm going to go ahead and start with basically playing 2 songs for you. And the best songs in my mind tell stories. And so there's 2 stories. And the first story is a ghost story. So this song is called Appaloosa. Hope you enjoy it. 2, 3, 4. I've come to you this night with your one and only chance to change your ways or come with me. 'Cause I'm going down to Abelson, where they all cry. change here. So, moving on. The next story I want to tell is a love story. And this song is called Jade. Hope you enjoy this as well. Moving right along. Jade. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Appreciate you watching.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
From Hollywood, it's The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. I'm Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, no one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Ed, Doc. I see you're both practicing social distancing. Everybody's practicing social distancing, folks. As a matter of fact, earlier today, I was outside Dunkin' Donuts, and I saw a nice, orderly, single-file line of rats. course, because of coronavirus, a lot of companies, big corporations, are pitching in to do what they can. I was just reading that Porsche, if you lease a new Porsche, the company will make the first 3 months of payments. Now, if we could just get them to pay the other 33 months, we've got a deal. I have to be careful, though, in this age of coronavirus. Very careful. Before I left the house today, I didn't have a mask. So what I did, Ed, was I took one of those black handkerchiefs, you know, bandana, and I tied it around my head, black bandana. I walked into 7-Eleven, and the guy didn't know whether to greet me or shoot me, because he thought I was there to rob the place. You got to be careful, though, and everybody's doing what they can to help. Fitbit, you know the company Fitbit? They make these watches, and the watches tell you how you're progressing physically, how many steps you take, how many calories you burn. Well, Fitbit has come out with a new coronavirus Fitbit, and the way it works is very simple. If you can check your Fitbit, you're alive. You're alive. Of course, now they say that this is very scary. Now they say the coronavirus, I'm laughing because I know what's coming, folks. Now they say the coronavirus can be passed on just by breathing. Just by breathing. So I fervently believe that if all of us could simply hold our breath for 1 month, we'd be out of this thing. We'd lick this thing. Have you been watching the president's daily press briefings? Man, those are interesting, huh? There was one today, and the president said that the ratings for his press conferences are as good as those of the Super Bowl. That's what he said, as good as the Super Bowl. That's interesting, because actually the Super Bowl and press conferences the president does have a lot in common. In both cases, the commercials are usually the best part. Folks, we got a great show. Hey-o!
Hi, everybody. What's going on? Oops. Okay. Sorry about that.
Forgot your mask.
Hey, we'd like to thank Jeff Barber for having us on 10 by 10, which is also the dimensions of our house. And I'm Danny. This is Brandi. We play in National Cash, Johnny Cash Tribute, nationalcashband.com. And this song is called Virginia Louise, written by Brandi, and that happens to be the name of her grandmother.
Yep.
Rest in peace. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flying down the street, I'm being chased by the heat, and I see an alley. I duck back in the alley. I'm thinking I'm alone. That's when I smelled her like gun smoke and money, sweeter than honey. Face like an angel, devil in a dark room. She got me on my knees. Woo, Virginia Louise. Her blood red lips and the sway of her hips intoxicating. I was suffocating. Hey there, stranger, gotta light my wildfire growing. The cigarette starts glowing. Legs up to there, her shiny raven hair. She throws back her head and laughs. Virginia Louise. Now I wasn't looking for trouble, but she always seems to find me like rain in the lightning. I need a favor, she coos, would you kindly oblige me? And her eyes paralyze me. She wouldn't let go, how could I say no? The next thing you know, woo-wee, Virginia Louise. All right, let's go, Virginia. Kerosene explosions, fist fights, cement shoes and executions, bank robbing, fancy cars, brass knuckles, dive bombs, shootouts, blackouts, handcuffs, and no, I can't Virginia Louise. Oh, Virginia Louise. Virginia Louise. Now the next thing I know, I'm sitting in the hole with 10 to 20, and she got all the money. No more smoking weed. That's right. The blood red lips and the sway of her hips lays up to there, her shiny raven hair. I dream in solitary of Virginia Louise. Of Virginia Louise. I dream, yeah. Oh, Virginia Louise. Virginia Louise. That's right. All right.
I dropped my pick.
She dropped the
Never
pick.
drop my
That's
pick.
all right. It's live. We're live on the internet. So, I mentioned we're in the National Cash band. We're also in a great band called National Cat. So we gave it those two names so nobody would be confused between the two. You know, people say to Brandi sometimes, it must be great being married to that handsome, talented guy. Does he sing to you around the house like an Elvis movie? And actually, I do sing a lot to her around the house.
Yeah.
But I had not written a song about Brandi until this one, and it's about that laugh that she has, and everybody that's around her knows this great laugh, and she's always laughing and smiling, and I figured that's what we write the song about. So it's called "Hear That Laugh." It goes like this.
So sweet.
Yes, I'm very sweet. When we first met, I was lost in the snow. I couldn't read the signs, didn't know which way I should go. She tried to calm me down, but my nerves were shot. I had nothing, but with her I had a lot. And as we lived through those uncertain years, she showed me a life. Now I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear. That laugh, see her smile. When she gets home, we always talk for a while. She's my girl, and I just can't wait to hear that laugh and see her face. I know I'm lucky, but I'm not afraid to say I give her something back, she gets lucky every day. She gets me so excited cause she's got the magic touch. I've never loved anything or anyone so much. When she holds my hand, it takes away the fear. Now I'm waiting every day just so I can hear, just so I can hear. See her face. We're running together in this human race, and she's the one, and I just can't wait to hear that laugh and see her face. Oh, yes, I regret my wasted years. I'm so glad she was loud and clear. She said, open up your eyes, I'm standing right here. Baby, yes, I hear. Now we're living each day side by side, trying to make it to the shore in the world's riptide. She's my best friend, she'll always be there before they lay me to rest. I hope I get to hear, I hope I get to hear that laugh.
Thank you, 10 by 10, for having us. Everybody stay safe now.
From Hollywood, it's The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. And now, here's Johnny.
Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate that, Ed. Ed, just stand 6 feet away there. Good to see you. This just in, by the way. This just in. Howie Mandel has self-quarantined in Fort Knox. Fort Knox. Ha! It's been a crazy couple of weeks here in Los Angeles. As you know, Mayor Garcetti, the mayor of Los Angeles, has shut down all dine-in establishments, which is not good news for people here in LA. Now, not only can't you go to your favorite restaurant, you can't even steal their toilet paper. Their toilet paper. Let's not forget, though, that, after the doctors and the nurses and firemen, policemen, there are other heroes on the front line making sure that Angelenos still get their avocado toast. Avocado toast. Of course, it's a very serious problem. As you know, there's a shortage of medical protective gear out there. They're running out of protective gear in the medical business. And let me tell you something, folks. It's not easy. Not easy taking your doctor seriously when he's wearing an Austin Powers mask. Ha!
In a world with very little entertainment, there is one man who will bring you entertainment. And that man is even Steven.
That is right. That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing you You're the Best to your home. Tune in and watch the fabulous online format of You're the Best. You're the Best. Don't forget to submit if you want to perform. That's right. You're the Best. Come on, vote, Santa Clarita.
One man, one entertainment, 1 week only.
A large question mark hovered over this ocean discovery shoot. Would they find the loneliest whale in the world?
Whales are wonderfully mysterious. Especially this one. It's the only one of its kind. Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Marine biologist and lonely whale expert Dr. Ingrid Adler accompanies the crew as they set out to capture never-before-seen footage of the lonely whale. Using inferred travel patterns and tips called into her Lonely Whale hotline, Ingrid hopes to find our elusive whale in the aptly named Lonely Bay. Cameraman Violet Crush enjoys the ride.
The tip that led us here is actually quite a coincidence. There's an old lighthouse here with a foghorn that sounds once a year. For years, right around this time, people have reported seeing something dark rise in the water. And the legend kept people away from the water, so they began calling it the Lonely Bay. But guess what frequency the Lonely Bay foghorn sounds at? 52 hertz, just like our whale. Can you imagine this magnificent creature swimming all alone, calling out in a frequency that no other whale can hear? Oh. We're monitoring the acoustics here. There's a hydrophone in the water, and then here you'll see the waveform spike. If we reach 52 hertz, that's our whale.
Hydrophones were first used by the Navy listening for submarines. A few decades ago, they heard a lone whale song. But this curious creature, a male fin or blue hybrid, sings at 52 hertz, too high for the others to hear. Ingrid has been attempting to track him for years.
I do hope I get the never-before-seen footage and not sacked. Granted, the whale's never been seen before, but that's neither here nor there.
How incredible. Just think, we'll be the first to see the lonely whale.
Who's to say it feels lonely, really? Not like anybody can understand it.
They're incredibly social creatures. How could it not be lonely?
Right.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
What a day. Look how the sun shines.
It hasn't really got an alternative, has it? So this foghorn sounds the same as the whale? What a coincidence.
An ocean discovery producer calls Violet with exciting news.
Bye. Terrible news.
The foghorn is broken.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
How is that okay?
Well, it's not about the foghorn only.
It's not about... Okay, what is it about?
Various factors.
I thought you said the foghorn is 52 hertz.
Oh, 52 hertz is too high for this kind of whale to hear.
So, it can't hear itself?
Likely not.
And it can't hear the foghorn?
Yeah, that's right.
And it never could.
Right.
Right.
But I have a strong feeling that the creature reported is the whale.
When we get back, we'll just have to tell the producers we've wasted our time. Ah! Hello. I'm talking to you. Ingrid, I just don't... There's no point.
Look, don't forget, sound waves are vibrations. Okay, who knows what the lonely whale can feel?
Exactly. We don't know what it feels, so stop calling it lonely.
Maybe it was the foghorn's vibration that attracted the lonely whale in the first place. And now the memory will attract him. The hope to feel something vibrating at its own frequency.
So now we're not only saying the whale feels lonely, it also has hope.
Okay, look at this. Their brains have an entire additional section near the limbic system for emotional intelligence.
The lonely whale isn't lonely. It just sings at a different frequency, and the other simply can't understand it, and that's all. It isn't lonely.
Do you see something?
I hear something. It's just us. The hydrophone is in the boat. See? Nothing. There's nothing out there. You're alone. We're not alone.
And so goes another ocean discovery. And it always is, isn't it?
Hola, amigos y amigas at the 10 by 10. My name is Abel, and I'm with the Buckhenrys, and we're so happy and grateful that we're invited to participate with this particular version, which is a bit unique, considering the circumstances. So, from Isolation, here are a few Buckhenry songs for your amusement and enjoyment. Stepped on my accelerator, I'm pressing her detonator. I hear her voice coming from a separate room. The picture doesn't get much clearer, like you're looking through a two-way mirror. I see a rose that I know could never bloom. And those green eyes, they keep fading. As my eyes drift around you, like a warm and sunny day. If you want me to, I'll stay here with you. A kiss I can't forget now. Things I don't regret now. I see your face in every fashion section. I run my best ensemble for that poolside wedding. All I want is a bit of her pretty
from brown to blue, like a woman sunny day. If you want me to, I'll stay here with you. And you tell me, wait for my invitation. Leave behind all your hesitation. And I'll make you feel brand new. Like a warm and sunny day. If you want me to, I'll stay here with you. And those green eyes, they keep fading as my eyes turn from brown to blue. Like a warm and sunny day. If you want me to, I'll stay here with you. Like a warm and sunny day. If you want me to, I'll stay here with you. Like a warm, sunny day. If you want me to, I'll stay here with you. Okay, this next song I'm going to play is a song that has always moved me. It's a Jeff Tweedy song, but I think it's appropriate for, you know, kind of like we're going through right now as a society. And it just, I don't know, it always reminds me of, you know, what's important and how sometimes we let opportunities go by and we don't say what we think or feel to the people that it really matters to the most. So, I mean, that's just I took the scenic route there, but it's really just about letting people know you love them and reminding them that you're there for them. So, hope you like it. Please tell my brothers I love them still. Over the mountain on their phone bill. I should call more often, you know I never will. Please tell my brothers I love them still. Please tell my sister I miss her too. 9 nieces and nephews in the swimming pool. When I think about her, skies on blue. Please tell my sister I miss her too. Please tell my father I love him still. Forget the railroad and all of those bills. Head for the cooler and great deal fill. Please tell my father I love him still. Listen, dear mother, I miss you the most. And as I travel from coast to coast, I feel your love and I feel your ghost. Listen, dear mother, I miss you the most. Listen, dear mother, I miss you the most. Well, that's one of my favorites. I hope you like that one. Let's see. I'm going to try a song I wrote a few years ago, just bouncing around New Orleans. The song means a lot to me. It's one of my favorites, and it's available on Spotify if anybody wants to go there on that particular platform and check it out. And I think it may be even on Pandora, but it's called Piccadilly. I've walked further and been drunker, Piccadilly, just to be with her, just to be with her. She turned to me and slurred, her name was Lily. Then she took my hand and led me for a walk. Her hair was black, cascading down, a broken heart she dragged around. She turned to me, kissed me soft and sweet. The pickup line she heard before, the walkout note pinned to her door. She held me tight and whispered in my ear. She said, baby, please, hold on to me. I've been hurting for so long I can't really see. She held my hand, squeezed it tight. Then she turned to me and slurred, her name was Lily. She told me that she'd bring me trouble, Piccadilly, if I stay with her, if I stay with her. Her younger eyes never looked so pretty. She's the deepest well I've ever known. She said, baby, please, hold on to me. I've been hurting for so long I can't barely see. She held my hand, squeezed it tight. Then she turned to me and slurred, her name was Lily. She told me that she'd bring me trouble, Piccadilly, if I stay with her, if I stay with her. Her younger eyes never look so pretty. She's the deepest well I've ever known. She said, baby, please, hold on to me. I've been hurting for so long I can't really see. She held my hand, squeezed it tight. Then she turned to me and slurred, her name was Lily. Then she turned to me and slurred, her name was Lily. Then she turned to me and slurred, dokie. Thank you for having us, Jeff. Everyone at the 10 by 10. Appreciate all your hard work and you guys keeping it going. So best of luck to everyone. Hope everyone survives the current situation and adhere to the policies and we'll get through it together. I'm gonna do one more. And goes something like this. Won't you let me walk you home from school? Won't you let me meet you by the pool? Maybe Friday I can get some tickets to the dance. And I'll take won't you tell your dad to get off my back? Show them what they said about painting it black. Rocky road is here to stay. Come inside, oh it's okay. And I won't you tell me what you're thinking of? Would you be an outlaw for my love? If it's so, let me know. If it's no, then I can't go. I won't Buenas noches, amigos y amigas. Happy 10 by 10.
Hi, I'm Fance, and this is my story. It was May in 2013. It's a Monday morning, and I'm sitting at my home office desk. I'm a realtor, a buyer's agent specifically. I'm wearing a white shirt and a conservative blue tie, navy blue slacks, and my shoes are shined. I also have a Mont Blanc pen, but it's an imitation, and it's placed strategically in my breast pocket for all the world to see. At this time, I have a mustache, no beard, and that mustache is neatly trimmed. It's looking fresh and youthful, thanks to a modest application of Just for Men. On my desk is a brand new Acer laptop, and it's on. In the screen, right in the center, is a GoToMeeting chat box. In that chat box is a timer in the top right corner that's counting down to my weekly productivity meeting. The timer says 5 minutes. As a buyer's agent, in the beginning, I did really well back in 2000, all the way up to 2007, because it was a big boom there, especially between 2006 and 7. Well, in 2008, things shifted. With all the mortgage defaults and the bank foreclosures, it was really tough to sell anything. Matter of fact, buyers who actually qualified to buy weren't buying. I remember there's one couple I showed a very nice house up in La Cañada, and it was a 5-bedroom, 4-bath house. It was originally listed for $550,000, which was cheap for that area. And I remember it had gone down to $230,000. And I was like, wow, this is a great deal. So I showed it to my buyers, and they loved it. They liked the house. They were happy to see it. And I figured, well, great, let's go ahead and write an offer. At which time the buyer said to me, well, you know, we kind of want to wait. We think it's going to go down more. I was like, what? Okay. So they never bought. At the time, I was also a stand-up comedian. I was performing at comedy clubs, bars, house parties, wherever I could, because I really enjoyed doing that stand-up comedy. It didn't pay much, but it gave me a sense of validation. I remember one evening specifically, one of the comedy bookers came up to me and said, hey, Ty, man, we really love what you did, man. You're a funny guy. Appreciate you, man. We got to have you back. And at that moment, he handed me $25. But also at that particular time, financially and physically and emotionally, I was kind of a wreck because both careers were draining me on my energies, and I was not making money at either one. I kind of had to make a decision. I had to do it quickly too, because it was starting to really affect my whole life. 3 minutes until my conference call. The difficult thing being a realtor at the time for me was trying to make a predictable income while working with the most unpredictable element in the universe: people. I remember my buyer wrote an offer, full price on this house. 20% down, pre-approved, proof of funds. And the buyer actually met the seller. They liked each other. The seller said, hey, write the offer, we'll take it. Only for me to get a call later from the seller's agent saying that the seller had taken another offer from someone else. Unpredictable. There's another scenario where a manager of real estate that I had worked with before for 5 years calls me up out of the blue and says, hey, I need you to help me sell my house. I was really excited. I'm normally known to be a buyer's agent, but here you go, taking a listing. So when I meet with him at his house, let's call him Charles. This is the same guy, by the way, who had given me multiple sales awards when I worked with him. So he knew how I worked. He knew my work ethic. So I was excited, and I figured that's why he called me. So when I got there and I said, hey, I really appreciate you trusting me to help you sell your home, at which time he said, well, if I'm being honest, I have to let you know, I did call several other agents, but they didn't answer the phone. You did. Random. 2 minutes until my conference call. So at this time, I'm working a lot of hours, not a lot to show for it as a realtor. And I decided I needed to get some help. So I decided to get a real estate mentor. or sign up for one of the trainings. And the mentor, in this particular case, his name was Joe. Let's call him Joe because that was his name. His last name was Stump. And what he would say was, hey, you want to be successful? You need to know one word. I'm like, oh, great, one word. What's that? Listings, listings, listings. Which, of course, I thought, that's 3 words, but all right, who's counting? And he says, yes, listing is king, list to exist, is what he'd say. And then he'd teach you how to do the listings, right? Well, I took his training to heart, and then I put it in play, and sure enough, I got a listing appointment with this lovely couple in Altadena. And I do my presentation. I talk about how I will strategize to make sure we get the house exposed, flyers, open houses, things of that nature. And they were really excited about my approach. And by the end of the presentation, they were very much engaged. And actually at one point, I said, well, that concludes my presentation. You seem to like the price. You like my fees. And why don't we just list your home and put it on the market? At which time Mrs. Seller says, well, we really do enjoy that you seem to have this thing all planned out. And I can see how you can get the best price for us with us doing less work. And then Mr. Seller chimes in. Yeah, see, the thing is, my 21-year-old daughter just got her real estate license. And we'd feel really bad if we didn't let her sell our home. To which I responded, wait, I'm sorry, let me see if I got this right. You're gonna let your newly licensed 21-year-old who doesn't have any experience negotiating contracts or seller disclosures, not to mention a marketing budget to sell your home, your $1.5 million home. Are you crazy? Needless to say, I didn't get that listing. 60 seconds until my conference call. So the meeting begins, and one by one, my colleagues give an accountant of their weekend productivity. One agent. Well, I was unable to show a couple of houses because the listing agent didn't put a lockbox on the house. Agent number 2. I was able to get there. I saw the lockbox, but there were no keys in the lockbox. Agent 3. I showed 13 homes to my buyers. They loved 6 of them. We were going to write an offer. Turns out the down payment was coming for a very angry uncle who was missing in action. Random. It finally came to be my turn to talk. And I sat there quietly. I didn't say anything. Then I politely closed the chat box. And then I opened up my work email and I began to type. Effective immediately, I hereby submit my resignation. Send. And then I exhaled.
Hey everybody, I'm Micah the Magician. Thank you so much for letting me be here and be a part of this wonderful event, 10 by 10. And in honor of this event and its title, it made me think about how magical that number is, the number 10. We even take it for granted, but we use it all the time. We use it to count, to multiply in many of our measurement systems. It's an everyday tool, and to me that makes it magical. So if a 10 happens to appear during this routine, all the better. And speaking of that, as you know, magic is very interactive, and normally you would be sitting right here at the table with me, telling me what to do. I genuinely believe that magic is very interactive. Not only can the audience be a part of the magic, I genuinely believe that you are the magic, that all of your choices, your decisions are what make the magic possible. We don't have that. In fact, this is pre-recorded. I'm talking to you from the past. In fact, I am recording on the 10th. So I'm going to have to do something I've never done in my career before. I'm going to reach into the future and try to grab some of your responses in the past. And I'm going to make this as honest as I can. Speaking of that, I'm going to try to keep everything in frame. It's very restrictive, but just so you know, everything you see is happening live and in real time, and is the exact same thing you would see if you were sitting here at the table with me. So nothing's going to happen out of frame that's sneaky. This is all on the up and up, so to speak. I have a shuffle deck of cards, but you don't have to take my word for it. I'm going to try to reach into the future and hear someone say stop. So someone in the future watching this video, please say stop. Okay, it sounded like someone said stop. Do you want me to go further? A little bit? Okay, fair enough. And stop, okay? Do you want me to cut the cards a couple of times? Yes, okay. Say stop here, okay? And one more time, yeah? Okay, future person say stop. Here, excellent, all right, very good. So if the cards were in any order, that order is now destroyed. And I want you to help me find a very specific, special card from the shuffle deck. And to do that, again, I'm going to bring you down so that you can see everything in frame to my close-up pad. And hopefully you can see the deck on my right and this little wallet on my left. It contains some very important things that we're going to need in a moment. First, it's got a joker and a face-down card, kind of like a prediction. Now, I don't want you to see this just yet, and unfortunately, this will be out of frame for a moment, but I'm going to stick it, boom, right there on my face, and you'll see it again in a moment. There's also a stack of blank cards here that we will use a little later on. Using this joker, I want you to help me select a random card from the deck that you help shuffle. I'm going to say go. I'm going to use the joker to mark where you want it to stop, just like that. So all you have to do is say stop wherever you wish. Go, say stop. And we'll use the joker, just say stop. Someone from the future said stop here. Okay. Now do you want me to go one toward me, one toward you, or stay there? Sounds like you said one toward you, so there we go. That was one toward you. Are you happy with that? I hope so. Now I'm going to look to the side. It doesn't really matter if I see the card or not because you're going to verify for me what it is in a moment. But I am going to hold it up so that you yourself can see it first before I do. So all you have to do is look for the card right in front of the face down or the back toward you joker. And if you don't quite know what I'm saying, you should in a moment. So I'm gonna look away and raise my hands. Just look for the card you see in front of the back of the card, in front of the face down joker. Okay, you got it? Make sure to remember the color, the suit, the value, whatever it happens to be. All right, and I will bring my hands back down. And we don't need that joker anymore, so I'll put it back, but we will need those blank cards in a moment. So I'm gonna bring everything up again, and there's that card that we used a moment ago. And all I want you to do is say, and you know what? You can help me mix again. Say stop. Is that good? A little more? Okay. All right, future person, is that good? Fantastic. I'm gonna run through the cards, and this time you will reveal to me what your card was. So when you see it, and I'll keep this here, when you see it, say stop. And again, I'm gonna try to reach from the future and hear you say it. So when you see your card from the show, oh, did someone say stop? Oh, we have 2 10s there, interesting. But it sounds like that was an honest mistake, that these are not your cards. Interesting, okay, we saw 2 10s in a row. I'm wondering if the card that you chose was a 10. In fact, look into the camera while you're looking at the cards. Let's see, your card was black, was a spade, it was a number, and keep looking at these. Make sure I don't accidentally pass your card, whatever it happened to be. And I can see another 10 in the camera, but that was not your card. And like I said, just when you see your card, as I go through the shuffle deck, just say stop. I'll try to hear it from the future into the past, which is my present. And did anybody see it? Oh, you know what? I think I know why you didn't see it. Because it's here. Was this your card? Was it another 10? Fantastic. I hope it was. And it's very interesting to me that you did choose a 10 because, as I mentioned, 10s are very magical. I'm going to bring you back down to my close-up pad. And hopefully you can see my wallet again. I'm going to try to keep this in frame, but we're going to need the blank cards next. And there's a bunch of them. So I want to make sure I take them all out and that you see them all. Now, your card that you chose has very special properties. It's black, it's a spade, it's a 10. You've got this beautiful red design on the back. These cards are nothing like that. And I'll try to keep this in frame and show you that I have a stack. I believe it's a total of 9 cards. I'll try to keep that in frame. That are all blank, front and back. And again, I'm going to do my best to keep everything in frame. Nothing like the card that you chose. But the fact that it's a 10 and the fact that you chose it imbues it. Oh, I love the SAT words. Imbues it with magical properties. It's nothing like your card. Oh, okay. Do you see that? I already messed. I got a little ahead of myself. But you know, I think I can do this. Check this out. Look at this. Jacob's ladder. Jacob's ladder. Jacob's ladder. All right, check this out. I did not mean to do. Yeah, I did not mean to do that. Sorry, guys. Let me try again. I think I can do this. Check this out. Jacob's ladder. Jacob's ladder. Look at that. Isn't that weird? Jacob's ladder. And okay. I didn't quite. Do you see the difference? I didn't quite get that right. But I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Here we go. Wiggle, Jacob's ladder, Jacob's ladder. And, yes. There we go. Excellent. Oh, but you know what? That gives me an idea. This is special, but so is the back. If we can do the front, we should be able to do the back. And, yeah, there. Okay, very good. There it is. But, oh, you know what? That gives me another idea. If we can do the back and we can do the front, we should be able to do the front and back. Oh, hold on. Yes, there we go. Isn't that weird? This is all from the card that you selected from the shuffle deck. Oh, that gives me another idea. Jacob's ladder, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, here we go. And okay, now watch this. This is kind of weird. Oh, I hope I kept that in frame. Did I spin it enough? Let's try it again. Oh, did I keep that in frame one more time? There we go. I think that was a little better. Yes. That's what I was looking for. And then, of course, we just have one card left from the stack. Jacob's ladder, Jacob's ladder. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get this just right. And we're shaking, 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 shaking. And there we go. Boom. All from the deck that was shuffled. You helped me shuffle from a card that you yourself randomly selected. And you made all this magic happen, and how perfect that it's all a bunch of 10s. 10 by 10, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Again, my name is Micah the Magician. You can find out more at micahthemagician.com. I'm also on the social media. Please keep in touch. Thank you again. It was such a pleasure. And enjoy the rest of the event. Enjoy the rest of the performances. I know I will.
Well, hello 10 by 10. My name is Dan Sachoff, and due to pending litigation, before I start my set, my attorney would like to make a short statement.
Say, you ever have a funny taste in your spit that you can't explain?
In my spit?
Yeah.
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's like strawberries or halibut or something. Can't quite put my finger on it, you know what I mean?
Could you just make the statement?
Oh, yeah, sure, the statement. Yeah. Almost got about the statement. Yeah, I swear to get my own nose, even if it was attached to my face. You know what I mean there, son?
It is attached.
Huh?
Your nose, it is attached to your face.
Oh, well, that explains it then.
Explains what?
Why it smells like thoughts up here.
I'm sorry?
I say no need to be sorry, son. It's not you, it's me. I had carne asada for lunch. Always makes me a little bit gassy.
Okay. Could you go ahead?
What time do you start this shindig anyway?
As soon as you make the statement.
Oh, okay. Okie doke. Let's get to it then. So you're a Canadian, huh?
Yeah, I am. I try.
Yeah, say, you ever heard the one about the constipated mathematician?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, he worked his problem out with a pencil.
I see.
Yeah, it was a number 2 pencil. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you feel free to use that one if you want to.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I hide it in the men's room. I do some of my best thinking in the men's room, yeah. That's relaxing, you know what I mean there, son?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sometimes I lock myself in the stall and eat my lunch there, like a cabbage roll or some salami or a waffle, you know what I mean there, son?
Okay, look, Bernie, you're my attorney, so...
No, sir, stop right there.
What?
I am not your attorney, I'm your lawyer.
It's the same thing.
Note an attorney's highfalutin like Terry Mason. A lawyer is something they like Natlock.
Okay.
My Aunt Sassy loves Natlock. She says he's folksy and cantankerous, you know what I mean? She watches a lot of TV.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she don't get out of the house much on account of her weak bladder, you know what I mean?
Weak bladder?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, look.
It's hereditary. Turns out her bladder is the size of a peanut, so it makes it tough to leave the house. You know what I'm saying there, son? She tried wearing some of the adult diapers one time, but she kept getting a rash on her.
Okay, all right. I get the idea.
Could we just show what happens now?
The statement. Could you just make the statement?
Oh, yeah, sure. That's right. I'm sorry. My client will be using the ladies' restroom this evening because some days, even though he looks like a he feels like a she.
No, wait a minute. I don't feel like a she ever.
You don't?
Well, no. It's not me. I identify as a male. You've got me confused with somebody else. That is absolutely the wrong statement.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. That's the first time that's happened. You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
You're not the he, she, huh?
No, and that's not the right term. Okay. Anyway, it's non-binary, huh? Non-binary is the right term.
No, not that there's nothing wrong with it. Making such a big deal out of it there, son.
But I'm not.
Even if you are a cross-dresser.
Transvestite, which I am not.
Huh?
I'm not.
Well, look, it's none of my business what you think you are, son. Heck, I'll tell you what, my cousin Jasper thought he was a raccoon till he was 13 years old. You know what I mean there, son?
Okay, what does that have to do?
And I can't believe this, son. Can't believe what? We used to catch him out back on the compost pile, rummaging for food and whatnot. You know what I mean?
I don't know what this had to...
His nickname was Crappy because he never changed his shorts there.
Crappy?
Yeah.
Okay, look, enough with the stories. Could you
just get to the statement? You're a little tense there, son.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you should relax a little. Try some yoga.
What?
Yeah, my nephew Percy is a yoga instructor.
Percy?
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, try it. Want to see some poses?
No, I don't.
This is Panting Dog.
Okay, great.
Yeah, this one's called Laughing Lotus.
This is officially a nightmare.
It makes you more flexible, too. I used to be stiff as a board there, son, and now I can do this.
Okay, that's enough. Can you turn back around here, please, and let's just do the rest of this routine, okay?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean?
I've never gone this far before, son. I'm not sure I know the way back.
Can't you just go back the way you came?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't paying attention. It was a pretty quick trip.
Okay, we can't leave you like this.
Of course not, but I got an idea.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Narco.
No, I'm not going to do this.
Narco.
Polo.
Narco. Polo. Marco! Polo. Marco! Polo. Well, what than this?
Can you just make the statement now?
Nope.
Why?
Well, all this talking you done has used up your retainer. You weren't such a chatty Cathy, and maybe we could have gotten to your statement. You know what I mean there, son?
Good evening, I'm Chet Grimes.
And I'm Sandy Wood.
This is continuing coverage of Corona Watch 2020. Officials are reporting that the first photo of Corona patient 0 is now available.
Apparently, the man contracted the virus shortly after this picture was taken.
The man was successfully treated for COVID-19. However, he did have to urinate for a week.
Somebody needed a diaper.
He sure did, Sandy. In other news, martial arts legend Chuck Norris tested positive for the coronavirus.
The virus will be in quarantine for the next 2 weeks.
You know what they say, Sandy. Chuck Norris doesn't predict the future. He tells it what to do.
You got that right.
And finally tonight, earlier in the broadcast, we made an error by suggesting a beer was responsible for this pandemic. And when we get it wrong, we say so.
So the beer wasn't responsible?
No. But in a related story, Corona has changed their name to avoid association with the outbreak.
The new name is being praised as a stroke of marketing genius.
However, experts say it still tastes like liquid feces.
That was my nickname in high school.
What was?
Liquid feces.
That explains why you never went to prom.
Yep.
When news breaks out, we'll break in.
From Hollywood, it's The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. And now, here's Johnny.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Ed, you're looking a little peaked. Doc, you always look peaked. Well, it's crazy out there, folks. Have you been outside? If you have been outside, I suggest you go back inside. It's crazy. There are no cars on the street. There's no people on the street. In fact, earlier today, I saw a cop giving a jaywalking ticket to a squirrel. A squirrel. I thought that would get more, Ed. But seriously, they're tightening up the lockdown here in LA. They're really tightening restrictions. In fact, over at 7-Eleven, they're only letting in robbers 2 at a time. 2 at a time. Of course, the big thing, everybody's telling you to practice social distancing. Yeah, social distancing. That's where they recommend you stay 6 to 10 feet away from the next human being. And if you're having problems accomplishing this, just observe your average texting millennial. Texting millennial. It's not going to get any funnier. I don't know. I got to tell you, folks, this whole self-quarantining thing, I don't understand why people are finding it so unusual. You know, Americans, we already self-diagnose, self-medicate, and self-pleasure. Well, that's our show for tonight, folks. Hi-yo!